Twist asks, what's the flex on your boot? For my boots, they're a mid-flex, and the reason that I like mid-flex boots is I just feel a bit more free for when I'm riding and doing tricks to move my ankles around and get my legs and knees into different positions. So I like a mid-flex boot. The stiffer boots you go for, the more responsive it'll be for your board. So it's kind of a personal preference, but I've got the mid-flex boots. R6 Ushin asks, isn't there technically 16 ways to do 180s? Then if you bring in fakie or cab and nollie, plus switch is not cab. Those are two different things. Correct me if I'm wrong though. This comment was on the 8 ways to 180 video, and I guess that yeah, there are more than 8 different ways to 180 when you start adding in nollie 180s and ollie 180s. So there are more than 8 ways to 180, but that video kind of shows you where to start from. And also, I'm pretty sure that a switch frontside 180 is called a cab 180. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me in the comments, but I believe that is right. Sinistar Productions asks, I'm a beginner and have only snowboarded 3 times. I'm thinking about buying a snowboard and I was wondering if you think it's a good investment. I usually go up the mountain 3 or 4 times a year. I used to ski, but then found I love snowboarding and plan to this year. Just from your last comment where you say that you love snowboarding, I think you probably should buy your own setup. And if you're going to be going a few times a year, every year for the foreseeable future, then your own setup will really benefit you and it'll help you to progress your riding as well. For those people who are only planning on riding a couple times and you're not sure if you're going to be snowboarding a lot, then maybe renting is the way to go. The Nori 1000 asks, Joe, can someone tell me the difference between backside and frontside and also backside frontside on a box? The way to tell the difference between backside and frontside for spins is the direction that your upper body faces as you come off the jump. So for frontside, when you turn to face the landing of the jump first, that's frontside spin. If you're turning your back to the landing of the jump, then it's a backside spin. And then for rails, if you come up to the rail and it's in front of you, then you're doing either a front board slide or front lip slide. And then if you're coming up to the rail and it's behind you, then it's a backboard or lip slide. Stalker 1988 asks, how many days a year do you ride? I'd say it depends on the season. A couple years ago, we had a season that there was almost no snow, and I probably only snowboarded maybe 30 times. But last year we had a great season, lots of snow, and I was up here every week riding. And I also rode quite a bit in the summer, so I think in the past year, there's probably been close to 100 days. I think my goal for this year is to do 100 days of riding as well. Jamie Ellison asks, I wish you guys could review women's boards. That's a great question, Jamie. And this season, I'm gonna try to get my girlfriend Jill involved in some videos and get her to review her board and possibly to review some more boards. So stay tuned to that, and hopefully we can get Jill making some women's review videos. Archie to Safe asks, hi, what is the difference in 30 frames per second to 60 frames per second? So the difference is that at 60 frames per second, the camera is taking twice as many images per second. So then if you want a slow motion shot, you can slow the video down and it'll still have a very smooth look to it. Where if you try to slow down 30 frames per second, it's gonna look really choppy. So the higher the frame rate, the more frames per second the video is taking, and then the more you can slow the video down for a slow motion shot.